a developer who can be 10 times more efficient than a regular developer. So, do they exist? The short answer is yes. I've known several of them, and they had different psychology. Some of them were really nice guys, others were not as nice. Some of them knew many things in many fields, programming, but also networking. Others were super specialized in a field. So you see, there is no specific rule, but they all had something in common. They managed to fix bugs that seemed impossible to all a team. They were the only one able to do this. They were able to understand complex APIs or packages that were required to do extremely specific tasks that other developers, me included, couldn't do. So you see, there isn't a specific type of developer. Some of them have no family and they spend 4 or 5, sometimes up to 8 hours extra on their own, programming their own projects. So see, and others have kids and they like playing sport. I knew a guy who played basketball at a relatively good level. You see, so he was extremely good during his working hours, and then in the evening he just totally stopped. And another one that I knew was creating his own app, his own side project that he wanted to launch during the night, and he was drinking a lot of Red Bull to do this. Is it just talent? Is it just luck? Actually, they all had something in common. They were always grabbing the most complicated task on the Scrum board, meaning that, you see, there are developers who sometimes like to always take the same kind of task because they've done them over and over, project after project. So they will always take the same, create a register and login module. They will always take the same kind of CRUD thing to do. They will always take, you see, the same kind of things. But these 10x guys, they were always taking more risk and they were always taking more challenging tasks, and they did this from the beginning. And this is something extremely important, meaning that while other guys were just progressing at first as junior developers, then they reached an intermediary level and then they just decided that it was okay. And it is okay, because in programming, you can make money, and even good money, at being just average. And it's not something negative, because you see, work is not your passion. You work to make a living. And so these developers then decide that at some point, okay, their level was okay, and they would progress at a slower pace. While this 10x developer, they all tended to take on every project the new thing they didn't know. They didn't know to do it, meaning that they had an extremely constructive and open mind, meaning that they accepted to become junior again on a specific task. So that's why when I read sometime on social networks, how long will I remain a junior developer? But actually these super developers, these 10x developers, they are able to become junior again. The difference being that as they restart from scratch on many different fields, then they progress extremely fast because they see patterns based on the different projects. Or even if it's totally difficult, they are confident. They know that if they put enough time and effort to do something new, they will make it. So it's not only about talent. Some of them have really something special. Others, and they admit it to themselves, they just put the hours, meaning that if you don't have a specific talent, a specific gift, you can still become way, way above average by putting on the hours to become exceptional. Have you met this kind of developers? Leave a comment.